Hi, I'm Bridget Edell, and welcome to this edition of Lip Gloss and a Sander. Today I thought I'd show you, the viewers at home, what it's like on a typical Saturday morning when I go out and about yard sailing and flea marketing in the local area. I knew it was going to be a beautiful fall day, so I spent all week looking online and in the paper for the perfect places to take you to. So this weekend I thought we're going to stop at an estate sale in Poolsville and check out what they have, and then we're going to swing by one of my favorite shops in Poolsville and see what they have at their place. So it's going to be a great morning and I'm really excited to start. But before we start, I just thought I'd answer some questions that people have had. One question people always ask me is, how did you get the idea for the show? For many years, my hobby has been refinishing furniture. I've been doing it since I've been in my 20s probably. As a young girl, I used to work with my dad in his workshop, but when I got my own apartment, I decided to save some money and go out yard sailing and flea marketing and try and find things that I could use in my own home. And over the years, I've just been doing it, and you know, some people like to do yoga and some people like to go running and whatever. I like to work in my garage, in my workshop. It's very therapeutic for me, and that's kind of where the whole idea for the show came. I kind of put two things together: my love for refinishing furniture and working in my workshop, and my love for going out junking and yard sailing and finding a diamond in the rough and bringing it back to my workshop and fixing it up. So one of my favorite projects I've worked on was, luckily I was very happy to get this table from my in-laws. I did not find it at a flea market or yard sale, but I inherited it from my in-laws, and they were okay with me refinishing it and changing the look of it. So what I did was I refinished this by painting it and distressing it, and it gave it a totally different look. The finish before was like a stained finish from probably from the 1960s, and I really didn't like the finish anymore, but I loved the bones of the table. So I just kind of reworked it a little bit, and this is what I came up with. So it's great. We eat our breakfast, lunch, and dinner here every day, and get lots of compliments on this table, and it's one of my favorite projects. So I thought I'd show you at home something that you can do with a table that you may get from a family member or find at a yard sale that you don't like the finish of, but you really love the bones of it. Also, people ask me, what is your favorite thing you've ever done? And I have to say, my favorite thing I've ever done in my own home was this mantle that I refinished. It was a builder standard white when we moved in, and I didn't really like the color. It was just so plain, but I really liked the design and the molding of it. So after we got the stone replaced on the bottom, it was brick originally. We had the stone replaced, and I tried to figure out some kind of color idea to blend with our new floor and our new stone. So I came up with this distressing idea. I painted this first a brown, and then did another color on top, and then toned it down with some stain, and took a sander and really distressed it, and looked so amazing. I was so happy. It took me a weekend to do it, and get tons and tons of compliments, and people ask me how they can do it in their own home. Just, you know, for a weekend and a little bit of money on paint and some sandpaper, you can really change the feel of your den by doing this method. Also, it was really fun. I also had my kids take a broom to it and give it that real distressed look by hitting it with a broom and making some dents in it, because I didn't really care about that. You can also take keys and also kind of, you know, gouge the sides to make it look like more old and more distressed. So I just wanted to show you these two projects that I've done in my own home that are two of my favorites and very easy to do at home, that you can do also with a little bit of money and a little bit of time. Like I said, I think we're going to do things a little differently this time. If you've seen any of the previous episodes, here's a recap of what we've done so far. In our pilot episode, my guest Carmen and I were out looking for a bookshelf for her home and hit 2 garage sales in the local area, and we're lucky at the second one found a bookshelf we brought back to the workshop. I taught her how to strip off the old stain, sand, and restain it, and look good as new. So that was a great first episode. So here we are. We always start out the day at the coffee shop and go through the plan of which yard sales we're going to hit first and which ones we're going to see. Hi, I'm Bridget Edell, and welcome back to the next edition of Lip Gloss and the Sander, where we take people on the hunt for that special piece for their house through yard sales and flea markets and hunt around and try and find the perfect piece to go in their house. For the second episode, guest Dominique and I went to the flea market at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds, looking for something to refresh her foyer. And we hit the jackpot when we found a metal mirror, and when we were heading back to the workshop, we found an awesome umbrella stand at a local yard sale. Back at the studio, I taught her how to spray paint and distress these two items and showed the viewers at home how awesome they looked in her foyer.
That entryway. So a little bit antique, vintage.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
So Dominique, do you have a budget for your piece?
I'm thinking around $20, $25, but if I see something I really like, then I'm willing to spend a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Bridget Edell, and welcome to this edition of Lip Gloss on the Sander, where we go on the hunt for that perfect piece of furniture for your home. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in the neighborhood, and I'm here with... In episode 3, guest Carrie was looking for a catch-all piece for her family room to help her contain their cell phones, iPads, keys, and other items her family keeps at home. We were so lucky because it was one-stop shopping when we found an old telephone table at the flea market at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. We ended up transforming it into an old world style end table that looked fantastic in her home.
iPads and whatnot. So I'd really love something that could accomplish that.
Great. Do you have a budget in mind?
Well, I'd love to keep it under $20 if possible, but if it was really the right piece, I'd be willing to go up to about $40.
Oh, great. Okay, super. Then that's a budget that's really realistic. Today we're going to go to the Gaithersburg Outdoor Flea Market every Saturday at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. They have the outdoor flea market, so I've really had a lot of luck there. This way you can go and hit a lot of vendors in one stop. Hi, I'm Bridget Edell. Welcome to another edition of Lip Gloss and the Sander, the show where we take people out on the hunt for that special piece of furniture or accessory for their home by going to local flea markets and yard sales. And today's guest is Beth Busey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We always start Episode 4 was a fun one, when Beth and I went looking for something to fill that empty space at the bottom of her basement stairs. We went to several sales and hit pay dirt at an estate sale in an apartment building. Then I taught Beth and the viewers at home all about tinted primer and distressing furniture.
In the basement, as you come down the stairs, that's just empty, and it needs to be filled. It's just kind of boring, just the space. So I'm thinking about either a bench or a table. There's an outlet, so I could put a lamp on the table, just something to fill the space.
Okay, and right now, is it just empty right now?
It's just empty.
Okay, so we'll go out and about today looking for something to fill there. Do you have a budget in mind?
I think for the piece, I would not want to spend any more than $50, and then with the materials, no more than $50. So a total of $100 for the whole project.
Well, that sounds like a very reasonable budget. When we go out and about today, I think we'll try and start with the $50 budget. Hi, I'm Bridget Edell, and welcome to another edition of Lip Gloss and the Sander, the show where we take people out on the hunt for that perfect piece, that special piece of furniture or an accessory that they've been looking for to just make that space in their home look that much better. And then there was Dave in episode 5, who was looking for the right top to create a pub table with a whiskey barrel that I found for him in Pennsylvania. We ended up with a glass piece we found at the Germantown flea market, but totally changed gears and went with a granite top instead. And the finished piece looked so amazing in his home that so many viewers have asked if I can help them find a barrel for them to start this project for their own homes. Or dresser. In this case, Dave had contacted me and said, Bree, when you're out and about junking and yard selling, can you look for something for a pub table for our house? And this past weekend I was up in Pennsylvania and I found this really amazing wooden barrel. It's a wine barrel that I found, and I called them up and I said, what do you think? Many times I'm out and I find old dilapidated wine barrels that are very expensive and in bad shape. But last weekend I was so excited because I found this barrel and it was in a great price and it was in great condition. So today's show is going to be slightly different. We're going to start with this wine barrel idea for a pub table and go on the hunt for something for a top for it. And we're going to try and get some inspiration for a top. And what do you think of that idea?
I think that sounds great. It's exactly what I'm looking for.
All right, well, I think we're ready to head out and go to our first estate sale. So I'll go get my money and my purse, and I'm going to bundle up, and we'll see you there. So you know you're out in the country when you pull into the driveway and there's a speed limit sign. Go figure. So after a lovely drive on a beautiful day, we're here at the estate sale on this immense, lovely farm in Poolesville, Maryland. And I couldn't be more pleased at all the things I saw as we were walking up. I parked the car, I got out, and I was like running towards the garage because I could see so many gems. And I'm really excited to go show you all what I saw. So let's go and check it out. Okay, so now we're inside the house, and they have so much amazing antique furniture here. I'm so thrilled. I wanted to show you this beautiful antique secretary desk. Now the problem with this desk is that it's missing the actual piece that comes down or closes to actually hide this. But the lovely part is the inside of this desk, and I wanted to show you all these hidden drawers. Like back in the day, people would hide valuables in here, and you know, it looked like it was just part of the desk. So I just wanted to show you this piece. It's beautiful, and you know, marked here at the estate sale, they're marked it for $175, which is a great deal at an estate sale for this type of furniture. So you know, if you're on a budget and you're sticking to the $50 and under, this probably isn't the piece for you. But if you're into antiques and like to do some work on pieces, $175 is a great deal. So we're just going to keep walking around and see what else we find. Now, I just wanted to point out this chandelier that I'm totally digging. I love it. It would be perfect in this cabin that I'm going to have maybe one day. I love it. There's no price tag on it, so I'm guessing it's sold. But I just thought it was really neat and interesting and wanted to point out. So always remember when you're at the estate sale, always look up and look at the chandeliers and other things so you don't miss them. Okay, I'm having so much fun at this estate sale because there's so many great things to look at. And I mentioned the furniture before, and I just wanted to show you the cool church pews that they have in this room. Not only is this room really amazing with the light, but these church pews are just beautiful. If you're ever in the market, you never know what you're going to find at the estate sale. The other reason I really liked this room was I'm always looking for samplers. That's these needlepoint pieces that you probably see in magazines, and maybe like your grandmother had these, or maybe they're in the house you grew up in. But I'm always looking for one that's kind of different and neat that will fit into my house now. None of these are actually the right one for my house, but I just wanted to point them out, and they've staged it really nice in here. But I just wanted to point out these, the different types of things they have in this room. They also have the silk screen, which is beautiful for $75. These church pews for $300, and some odds and ends, very, very reasonably priced. So on to the next thing. It's so beautiful out here. I really don't think I'm ever going to leave this farm. I'm just enjoying my day so much. But I wanted to point out these finds over here that are staged. This beautiful tiered garden bench that I love. I don't have a place for it, but it's really reasonably priced, and staged with these mums and some other accessories. I also wanted to point out this piece of an iron fence that's marked a little higher than my budget, but I also wanted to point out I got a piece of an iron fence one time at a sale for like $35, and I love it. It's in my backyard, and it's really kind of a cool thing. You can just put it in your garden and stage it there with some of your plants and things for the fall. So I just wanted to point this out, some ideas when you're trying to decorate your house in the backyard too. It's also part of your home, so don't forget about the backyard. I wanted to mention the great thing about estate sales is that usually they're held on 3 days, usually a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're here on a Saturday, and sometimes the bad thing is that a lot of the great stuff is sold on Friday. But the good thing about this sale coming on Saturday, when we walked up, they told us everything here is 25% off. So there is some good about waiting later in the weekend to go to the estate sale. So that's just a tip. Don't get worried if you don't make it on Friday. So as we were walking from the car, I mentioned that I could see so many great finds, and the one thing that caught my eye right away was these amazing chairs. I've been looking for some chairs for my backyard to go, and for me, I think these are beautiful. You may look at them and say, oh my gosh, who would buy these? They're all beat up and not in good shape. But they are not in good shape, the seats, but all you need to do is remove the wood and get a piece cut, a wood piece cut at your local hardware store, and just stain it or paint it to match whatever you're going to do the frame. So lucky me, I'm able to get these chairs. They're marked for $15, and with the 25% off, I can get 4 chairs for $45, and that is a great deal. I can ask and see if they'll come down with that price a little bit, but at $45, this is a great deal. All I need to do is do a little sanding, change the wood seat, and paint them. So I'm very excited about this find. So like I've always mentioned, good bones is something to always look for, and these chairs have amazing bones. They are solid, they're not broken anywhere other than the seat, which is easily fixable. So I'm very, very excited about this purchase. Okay, so on the back side of the barn, there were a whole slew of shutters. So I just wanted to point them out. I know I've talked about shutters before. I have them in my home. These shutters are all different sizes and in great shape for a $30 price tag, and it's a great deal. I happen to get my shutters for $30, so I'm sure here with the 25% off and maybe some bargaining, you could get them maybe 2 for $30. So I just wanted to point them out. You have to just keep looking. Always look in the back side of barns and the back side of a garage. You never know what's going to be there. I also found these amazing metal industrial chairs that I looked at and said, oh my gosh, those are so awesome. You may look at them and think, oh my gosh, that is just so much work. But you know, you don't come across things like this very often. For me, I thought that it was just a great deal for $30 with the sale. I can get them for less than that. So I'll just get my sander ready and just make these brand new looking. So I just want to point out, just don't forget about going to the back side of the barn or the garage and see what's there. You might miss something great. Here's just a small sampling of some of the items I saw at the estate sale. Art Deco furniture, a beautiful dining room set, vintage sewing machines, loads of trunks, and even an antique wheelchair. So it looks like we're done here at the estate sale in Poolesville, and the horse farm has been a great morning. Looks like I'm going to end up going with the chairs and some mums from the sale. I'm not going to go with any of the furniture I found. A lot of it was lovely, but not quite right for what I'm looking for. So I did do well with the chairs and the flowers, and ready to go on to the next place. So next place we're going to stop at is the Hearthside in Poolesville in town. So I'll see you there. And now I'm here in beautiful downtown Poolesville at Hearthside Home and Garden, where they like to say, home is where the hearth is. It's a picker's delight, a place where you can find all types of architectural salvage, columns, doors, shutters, and all types of hardware. I'm now here at the Hearthside Home and Garden out in Poolesville, and it's a great place to come if you're looking for a piece of furniture, some great architectural salvage, or something really neat and different for your garden. It's a great place to come. And I'm here today with Steve, the owner.
Hi, Bridget.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
You want to give everyone a little synopsis of your place?
Well, we're in historic Poolesville, Maryland, Montgomery County. As you know, we have an antique store in the front, a garden center, and an architectural salvage store in the back. Little of everything for everyone. Funky junk.
Well, it's great. I was out here looking for a tabletop for the project we were working on, the wine barrel table, and I came out and met with Steve, and we're kind of coming up with some ideas, and I had no idea that this was even back here. And so it was so much fun that day. We kind of junked around and looked at all the things you had. And
We're kind of hidden back here, but we have more than most people realize, between old beams, siding, windows, doors, little of everything.
yeah, so we had some ideas we wanted to kind of show you at home, some things that we looked at that we can give you some ideas for what you can do yourself.
Rotate
Yep.
in and out. And then sometimes the middle of the table. So if you have leaves, and you roll it in and out. This will stay center and support the table.
So now do people just come here looking for like part of a gate leg table? They just need a leg, or do they?
They're more likely to say, I'm building something, I want 2 legs to make, say, hold on to that.
Okay.
Hold on to that. And then you put them outwards and you have a console.
Ah.
And it mounts on the wall.
Oh.
Or they could use 4 to make something. So it's really, as far as you want to expand what you're looking at, that anything can be anything.
So you have to be able to think outside the box.
Totally.
Really. I mean, because I never would have even thought of that.
Where this is old exterior trim. But you could take this off and make a frame.
Trim around a window?
This was like on the top of a building.
Okay.
So this is copper,
Oh, wow.
and it could be a decorative feature.
It's beautiful.
And this is just.
Just a little bigger.
Just need to expand your mind.
That's right. So as we were walking through the architectural salvage pieces, we're trying to come up with 3 different ideas for you at home to see how you could make something simple as a coat rack. I have 3 different types of material. So Steve, let's go ahead with these side and this side and show everybody what we talked about.
One, the first most common is take a door, piece of hardware, mount it on. You can take the next step, find an old piece of metal, such as this, with upturned hooks, and you can mount it on the wall, and you can have, I guess it's about 12 coats hanging, or cut it to 2 or 3. Or, if you want to look a little differently, this is a mantle. The legs were cut off. Some people would use it as a headboard, but I thought we could take some brackets, such off this door, mount them across the center, and it could be a coat rack.
So you can see with like 3 different, totally different ideas for a neat and different coat rack that you would have something different than nobody in your neighborhood would probably have. You know, if you want like an industrial look, this would be something good. You could just sand it down and you could keep it like this in the metal form, or you could paint the metal and have it black or whatever color you liked. I have seen these doors before with people who have taken out these panes and either put in glass or a mirror. That's kind of a different kind of look too if you're looking for something different for your home. And like Steve said, the mantle idea, there's just so many different things. You know, we were talking before, I said I looked at this piece and I see mantle, and tell people what you thought.
Then I said headboard, then I said coat rack. So around here with salvage, it's not what it was, it's what it can be and what you can use it for. And you always need to figure out how to adapt something into your environment to make it useful. We believe in recycling everything that we have around here and making our homes much more comfortable in the same time.
So such a great idea. So useful and so now and current too. And I want to thank you so much for this idea. This is like great ideas for people at home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now I'm in this really cool shed of treasures, I would call it, out here at the Hearthside, and I'm here with Steve. And as we were walking around, we went in here and I found this really great humpback trunk that I thought was really kind of neat and different. So you want to tell everyone about this trunk?
This trunk is from about the 1890s. Many times they put them on the back of cars or stagecoaches. And with this round top, it was great to keep the water off or other people putting heavy stuff on them.
That's such a
Let
great.
me open that up for you.
Oh my gosh, look at this inside. You know what's so great about the inside? This inside actually looks pretty good for this age.
Oh, it looks great.
It's amazing. I was recently at a trade show, and they were showing how the insides of these old trunks people have upholstered and tufted, and it looks tremendous. It's beautiful. If the inside of your trunk doesn't look as good as this one does, it's a little pricey, but it's beautiful. And that way, if you wanted to display it in your home with the top up, and you had blankets or whatever you wanted to do inside, it's a great feature to consider. But I think this is just neat the way it is. A little bit of work, you'd have to do a little bit of work on it.
We have a lot of clients who will replace some of the leather, refinish the wood. Other people will paint it, do faux finishes. It really depends on your style, but they're very useful today and make a great coffee table too.
Great. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Steve, for having us at your place this afternoon.
Thank you for coming to Hearthside, and I hope you enjoyed your afternoon here.
Thank you. You're welcome. And it was such a great day, and I'm really glad that we got to come out to Poolsville, and we went to the estate sale, and then we finished the day here at the Hearthside. So thank you.
Thanks again.
So you see today, some days there's I find projects, and I'm back in the workshop working on them and creating something really new and different. But today I was, I didn't find anything specifically, but I got some great ideas for some projects to work on. So that's the way it works sometimes, and you just got to kind of roll with it. So that's it for this edition of Lip Gloss and a Sander. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook. Here's your lip gloss and a sander tip for the day. The industrial look is so popular, and I wanted to add some of those elements in my own home. I recently found this vintage fan at a flea market, and I loved it, and I definitely picked it up there. But then I also found this orb at a flea market. These orbs are made out of the metal straps of wine barrels, and I've seen them in shops for anywhere from $300 to $500. I was lucky enough to find one myself for less than $50. The good thing about these orbs, you can put flowers in them to decorate them, you can put lights in them and make them a lighting fixture. So many versatile ways to use it. So I just wanted to give you that tip for the day. For more tips, you can check us out at lipglossandasander.com, or you can email me at bridget@lipglossandasander.com. This episode of Lip Gloss and a Sander was sponsored in part by Amy DePretta and Patricia Elder, Remax Metropolitan, providing clients with over 20 years of experience offering superior marketing, staging, and consulting with VIP quality service. Potomac Basin Group, an NFP company, is a full-service insurance brokerage offering affordable insurance solutions for businesses from 2 to 500 employees and individuals for all of their insurance needs. Potomac Valley Chiropractic, serving the North Potomac and Gaithersburg area. Dr. Spiro Theodore has been restoring people to good health through chiropractic care for over 10 years. Promotional consideration provided by Delaware Design Company, marketing communications with direction. And by 4Dimensional Real Estate Solutions, working with clients to assist with leasing, sales, and all of your commercial real estate requirements. Oh.
Close up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.